Yeah, sorry about that. Let's just get into it.
You see that my one vote, I will rather give it to Tinubu than the leader of the mob, in your words, political extremists who do not want Nigerians to criticize their presidential candidate have no place in our polity. Mr. Adeyanju, as I said, 5 pages long, lots of things said, but let's just start by saying this is not in court yet, so we can discuss this. What exactly is your grouse against Mr. Peter Obi and the obedience?
Yes, so in the wake up to the 2023 general election, because I'm not political, I'm just expressing my thoughts about why the opposition should come together and unite against the criminal APC and roguish APC government that always rig elections. That if the opposition is divided, that there's no way they can win. I was just expressing my political thoughts and views. The idea of the OB candidacy excited me, and I said, but that he needed the buy-in of Atiku and Kwankwaso. I even urged Kwankwaso to deputize Obi. I urged Atiku to step down for Peter Obi, you know, and all that. So in the process of that analysis, just expressing my views, I also said the fact that Atiku has been running for president in perpetuity, that he cannot continue to run. I was just expressing my views as a Nigerian. So then Peter Obi all of a sudden started trying to reach out to me to meet me. But at that time I was out of the country. I think I was in Dubai or somewhere, you know. So, but he was persistent in reaching out to me, and I was avoiding him. But you know, I didn't want to see him because I didn't want it to look like, oh, because I've expressed my views, which seems to be like almost in his favor, he now wants to see me and corner me to be one of his supporters. But I don't want to support any position because I'm not partisan. Because some people had already started even resigning from activism and joining him. You know, so I didn't want to join his bandwagon, but I was excited by the idea of Peter Obi because, of course, Southeast have not produced a president in a very long time, except after post-independence anyway. So I was excited. So subsequently, I made some further views, and this time around he was more persistent. So one of his aide, a journalist, reached out to me. So we subsequently met, and I said yes. He first recommended me for some of my views and all that, and said that it would be exciting to work together. I said I'm not working with anybody. But I now made some observations about the things that he has been accused of doing in the past. Corruption. Sarah reporter reported the story where his staff was caught with money. He tried to explain it, but I was not satisfied. Then I also raised the issue about these issues of him using state resources in Anambra to invest in his family business. His explanation to me in his defense was that he had resigned from the company before he became a governor. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't just wait to get up to leave the place. I'm like, how can a man that wants to be president of Nigeria not see the clear abuse?
What if we told you that the hottest casino in town was actually...
I don't even know if...
your phone.
You understand? That he has abused his office.
Okay, let's just skip this.
Do such a thing. He was justifying it. He didn't see anything wrong in it. I was completely disgusted. So eventually, I didn't want to disrespect him, so I wanted to leave. And then he got into, because we're like in the living room, it's like a suite. Then he got into a room and said, oh, please, he's coming. That he wants to go inside the room and he has something for me. So he brought one envelope or something like that and said, no, this is just a small thing. It's just for coming, blah, blah, blah. I said, I laughed. I said, that means you don't know me. I said, and you are friends with Mimiko, former Governor Mimiko and others. There are people that I was close to. You will have asked them about me. If we do anything, it's because of conviction. It's even me that will bring out of my money and support you. You know, so he kept insisting that it's not like that, it's not what I'm thinking. I said, God forbid, I left. So, however, I never revealed what happened to anyone. Okay. So, I remember vividly, he went to, was it Egypt? To inspect some power something. At the peak of the Ekiti election, when his candidate in the Labour Party was running. So I criticized and said, you should be in Ekiti and not in Egypt. And I said, because you want to be president, you must go and campaign for your.
Okay, so let me just pause there. Now, all of this, I believe, would if the case continues and eventually gets to court, they go to discovery, you're gonna have all of this happen. You're gonna have them ask questions. They're gonna put Deji on the stand, and to fact check and also ask for evidences. They're gonna cross-examine him. Okay, but that being said, again, I still don't understand the whole story with respect to this and that. It's more of, oh, he said this, I said that. I believe there are no recordings of all this. The issue with logistics and transport, again, I don't think that's a bribe. And I'm not trying to be kind of, middle road there. I don't think that's a bribe. Okay, because you already said, oh, you're not going to support him. Now, if he gives you something to kind of, of a kind gesture, you've spent resources to come to him, I understand. Now, if you don't take it, that's your own prerogative. That's your own thought. That's your own thought. So that's not a big issue for you to then conclude that this guy is corrupt. Now, with respect to his family business and all of those stuff, I have an issue with that also. Politicians in Nigeria do that. From the president to OBI, and where are the laws where you have all of these compromises, especially with public office holders? Where are the laws to address that? As long as there are no major laws to prohibit, all of this happening, is going to continue to happen. The same thing, even the United States, they have that issue that most of the corruptions of the politicians are outside of their name. So it becomes difficult for you to go after them, especially when it's legitimate. Okay. Now, for example, what OB did with family and all that, according to him, now, disclaimer, I don't have any proof, but most of OB's assets and most of OB's stuff are under the, what's it called now? They're under the next, whatever group of companies. Okay. It becomes so difficult and they all do it. So I cannot understand where he's coming from.
Candidates are trying to win, man, his aides. Some of these young boys that are around him started insulting me. That the reason why I'm criticizing him now is because that I was saying that he was okay, he was good. That the reason why I'm criticizing him now is that I brought a proposal to him and I demanded, is it 200 million or something? And that he told me that I said, me? And these are his close aides. So they started doing that. So I said, oh, because I had observed the pattern about them, that they terrorize people online, insult people, slander people. His mob, his obedient mob, were practically uncontrollable during the last election. So I said, okay, so these people do not even want dissent of any kind of criticism of their candidate of any kind.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. I mean, this is very rich coming from Deji. Very, very rich coming from Deji. Everybody knows, and maybe those that are paying attention alone, but people know that this guy talking about being obedient, being violent online, or calling everybody out online, that was practically how you became known, Deji. That was how you became Deji. You need to go back to when this guy started. I guess most of those tweets are off right now. Deji, you yourself, you are now crying foul of what you yourself started. Because I remember when you started all those years, all those early years of your career, when you started, you yourself turned the social media then, which was relatively peaceful, you turned it upside down. You made it a mess. Your tweets at times, at that time, was appalling. Have you come out to apologize for all those stuff? I mean, you call people names, you curse people out online, you abuse people online. So all of a sudden now you've forgotten because you're at the receiving end of this same activity that you're crying foul of. Again, I'm saying, obedience. Let them I would not for 1 second tell them to even censor the whole thing. They call you names, they abuse you, they cuss you out. Let them continue. Again, it's all about tons, right? You had your own time when you yourself online, you were on cloud, you did a lot of havoc too, to be honest. So again, is what obedience doing? Is it good? What they're doing, is it good? Is it no? But again, it's not illegal. It's not illegal, and people are fighting back too. So
okay, I said I'm not going to even leave Tinubu alone and now face them, because we cannot have a situation in our country or in our polity where political extremism becomes the order of the day, and Nigerians are living witnesses to the things that eventually happened to the build-up of the last election. We have never had this kind of toxic political experience. Aside the Buharis, after the Buharis, the obedient mob is the most toxic.
What does it mean, the Buharist? Again, yeah, maybe certain individuals, and the obedient mob is the most toxic. Okay.
In this country. They threaten Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal Court judges, threatening artists, threatening Professor Wole Soyinka, insulted everybody.
No, I mean, there's a difference between insult and threatening. I can't say categorically, like, if you say they insulted them, yes, that's what they do. Obedience are, they are the most, they belong to the cesspool of internet scam. But for you to say that they threatened, maybe some people, but if it was a visible threatening, there's a law to go after them. Okay, you can't threaten a judge. But again, like I said, you yourself has been on this side at some point in your career.
This country, because of Peter. And so, and what are the things I said? Everything I said is true. In a civil suit or criminal suit of defamation, justification, truth is a defense. What are the things I said? I said he's a political fraud, that he's paraded himself as a messiah. Of course, he is a political fraud. Didn't he swear that he will never leave Abga? That any day he leaves Abga, let something I won't want to say on TV. Then he left Abga. The only thing that I forgot to say, among the things that he should now add to his defamation suit, is that he's a political prostitute. Hobnobbing, and look at what he said about the people that he wanted to defeat in the last election. He said they operate of criminality, but today he's with them. He has one leg in PDP, they are discussing with him, another leg in ADC, and he's still a member of Labour Party. Confused politician. So he should do his worst.
All right, Deji, a lot has been said. We just allowed you to say some of the things, and of course your position is well noted, but we may have to be moderate with our words, given everybody you've mentioned, whether it's the APC, Peter Obi, and everybody. I know you speak without, no matter whose ox is God, but this is TV, so that we're within regulation. But given that has been said, there was also another suit, we understand, so that we established this. I understand you have also filed a suit against one of his followers. Is that true?
Is his aide, is one of his aide that always with him, one Sarah. In the build-up to the election, she called my wife a prostitute. That my wife.
So I have a story around this Sarah Ibrahim. I think she's one of the person working with Peter Obi. I have a story about that happened this week that actually was with me. I was meant to debate her. Okay, there was this talk about, they're putting in a lot of millions and a lot of, money out for people to defend APC. I didn't even know that she's very, very close. I know she's a stout supporter of Peter Obi, but I didn't know she works directly with Peter Obi, So yeah, but that did happen. That did happen. And I called it off because at some point it was just a distraction for me. But yeah, so let's see.
And he endorses these things because these are his aides. There is no way your personal aides will be attacking people. Your critics, they'll be attacking them, insulting them. There's no name. They didn't call me. They called me a terrorist. They called me a gun runner. They said I was the one that supplied his aides, his close aides. That was the one that supplied arms for gun running for Dino, What is my business with Dino? They called me a modern. There's no name. They called me a blackmailer. Blackmailing who? This same Peter who cannot tolerate criticism today calls Showore a blackmailer in chief because Sarah reporters ran the story against him. He's a political fraud.
Okay, so
and look at I called him a religious bigot. Of course, on this station, the former PDP chairman in Anambra in his state said he was the one that divided and started religious division in Anambra between the Anglicans and the Catholics. Look at what he did in the last election.
Yeah, on I did a story on that one. That video is not even a recent video, so let's not kind of tag it as one. It wasn't a recent video. It was a video that was done 7 years ago, where I did a commentary on that, and he said OBI has divided Anambra, the Catholics, the Anglican, and all of those. So again, that's not me. That's his own people saying that. So I kind of understand, where Deji is coming from, but
I was discussing with my Bishop Oyedepo, the Yes Daddy thing, calling the election a religious war that he should be supported because the election is a religious war. He's a religious bigot. I've said what I say he should do his worst.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start, check out Base.
Well, Mr. Adeyanju, because this platform is an international platform, let's measure our words. I know these issues will still be discussed in court.
So again, like, I've not seen anything that they just said in this whole video that is kind of out of the. It's not calling him names. It's just saying, okay, fine. It's calling him names. Okay, it's calling him names, but these are things that it's in the open out there. Okay, it's in the open out there. And it's not my fault that OBI as a presidential candidate. It's just, I don't know. I know it's loved by a lot of people. Like, people can go to an odious extreme for OBI, and those that hate him also, they hate him passionately. So they have these two opposing ends that they kind of fight each other. But most people just want to live a normal life. Okay? Most people are not even interested in all this story. They just want to live a normal life. But it is what it is.
For the purpose of this conversation, since he's not here to speak to those issues, we don't want to be seen to be insulting anybody's sensibilities. But those points, you've made them time and again on social media. I mean, people who don't know you will probably be shocked. But this is something you've done consistently. You're an activist. And you don't seem to be afraid to say your mind.
And he has also been this way before. Not just him not being afraid. There's a difference between you being afraid to say your mind and you going out to insult people. Deji has insulted people a number of times before, even with no evidence. He's done that. So again, I'm saying now he's crying foul because he's at the receiving end of the lawsuit, which we'll see how it goes. I don't know if that was going to be, if this is really going to progress through the various level of the court system. But yeah, Deji is not a clean guy in this whole matter. Okay, so whatever you sow, you're gonna reap. And again, yeah, I would even say Deji was part of those that planted the seed of this nastiness in politics. Yeah, because that's the way it works. That's the way you generate likes. That's the way you generate views. That's the way you go viral. Just puts a little bit of hate there, a little bit of hate here, a little bit of hate there, and it becomes something that transcends even beyond online stuff, online thuggery.
Through some of the other claims in that document that was addressed to you, because a lot of people are wondering, why are you doing this? They see you, in this sense, demarketing Mr. Peter Obi in favor of the APC, because that's what it is in that sense, because you actually said it clearly that rather than vote for Mr. Peter Obi on that first page, you said that you would rather.
Oh, I'm having this lag. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to quit this.